I know you're waiting for it. We can't both ignore him. I know you're waiting for it. We can't both ignore him. I know you're waiting for it. We can't both ignore him. I know you're waiting for it. We can't both ignore him. I know you're waiting for it. We can't both ignore him.
Hey, what's up? What is going on? Yes, I'm starting off early. And then tonight we'll go back to do another show. But, I just like for you, hey Miss Leo. Oh yeah. Once Miss Leo once she put that, some content may be controversial. We respect all points of view in this chat. Please do not use offensive or vulgar language. Some views may be deleted per YouTube rules, which means either Ahmad's going to delete it or YouTube deletes it themselves. Hit the like button and enjoy the show. So, once she shows that, then that means I got to show this, right? Keep me up. Once she shows that, I got to show this. Bam, bam, bam. How you guys doing out there? So anyway, every so often, we always speak of Mama Dia, and our way of showing respect to this lady is to keep her name alive or keep you saying her name. That's why when people be like, well, Ninja Boy, he did not do that. He don't deserve it. No, he deserved to be in there. And we will go over that video where he says he deserved to be in there, which he does. But we have to remember that you don't always get caught for the things that you do, but you still gonna be in jail for things that you do. Just because you didn't get caught for it. But you still belong in jail. Nobody don't want to hear that crap. Well, if he did something, no, he did a lot of things. He did a lot of things. How much more did you guys want him to do? Is the question. How much more did you want him to do? That man did so much. I wanted him to do more. What does that say about you? What does that say about you? If y'all didn't, but hey Tommy, if y'all did not think that he have done enough, he needed to be put down. Yes, he did. To all the people, well, but he did do this. Well, if he was out, how much damage more do you need? See, God ain't asked none of y'all to do his job. He does his own job. And he knew Nature Boy needed to be stopped. Y'all want him free so he could damage more people's lives. Is that what you're saying? Well, it's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. And yeah, he did some terrible stuff. Oh, then you just answered your question. The conversation is now over. You have now just answered your question why he belongs. Soon as you say he did some terrible stuff, you just answered your question. All that other extra stuff, well, but he didn't do that. No. If somebody is a terrible person, then they are a terrible person who cause havoc. So we're gonna start this with Mama Dia. Yes, we are. And we're gonna give thanks to the T for this video. Shout out to the T. And don't forget, if you don't have the T, go check out the T. Oops. I went too far. Let me see. And like I said, we've been through this, so I don't have to really go in and break it down. It's already broken down. Go check out an old video if you want the full breakdown of how we felt. But this is just to keep her name out there.
I'm so happy to be able to do that. There's the sun peeking through the clouds. Look at it. It's beautiful. Okay. Yes. This is how I woke up in my tent this morning. Look at right here. I'm going to cut the ends off, the dead ends, the part that I have to take them off so it could do what it needs to do. Yes. So just detach yourself and leave Babylon because she has already been judged. And if you don't want to share in her judgment, yeah, do what is right. Give your pot back to the earth. Give your water back to the earth. Get closer to the sun. Eat right and take and love yourself. So I'm learning. It's a process. Take care reflections. Here's my transformation from this morning. It's all gone. All this is natural. It'll do what it's supposed to do naturally. So I'll take you on my journey. My locks. Yes, it's beautiful. It feels so good. I feel so good. Yeah. You can do it too. It'll grow back. It'll grow back better naturally.
Hey,
And I'm
Shari.
sorry it took this long, but it's okay. I did it. My life journey has been interesting. Uh, Looking back from a little girl, uh, it's been a spiritual quest the whole time, really, with a few bumps, which all life. We on this earth is an experience. We're here to experience, to live life, but a dream. But I remember as a teenager. I remember a teenager. I tried to grow some dreadlocks. My mom tried to cut them off. I ran out the apartment, down the block. She chased me. Oh, that was funny. Oh my God, my whole life. But anyway, I got involved with Benai Zakin, Sons of the Ancient Israelite, at an early age. My life.
Healed and you will be. Be healed. You're already healed. You gotta come close to me. You come close to me, you get close to mama, you will be completely healed. You listen to my videos, you eat the fruit, you eat the meal that I tell you to eat. Eat the food that I tell you to eat. I have a meal set regimen for you. It's on my page. If you need me to send it to you, I will send it to you. But you are, yes, I feel your soul. I feel you. I don't know why you caught me at the right time. I haven't had internet in a while, but yes, yes. You're welcome, Mama. Mama's very pleased. Okay, reflection. I'm gonna need you to start eating vegan only. Vegan only, okay? Completely vegan. Do not put anything in your body that has meat or blood in it. Do not put anything in your body that is not vegan or fruit, mostly fruit. But you want to do vegan only, no soy. Make sure you. I sent you the meal regimen, So you can see exactly what you should be eating. And then you're going to go all natural. Oh, I see you got your natural hair out. Yes, that's good. Wherever you live, you need to get somewhere very hot. You need to get somewhere between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. You need to get there fast because this is going to heal you. Go on my page and watch the video about what is food. It should be there. It's just did it yesterday. It's called What is Food.
When you drink from the river, when you get the rainwater, when you sleep on the ground, you get in tune with the sounds of nature. When you're in the jungle, the color green itself is psychologically heals the body. I'm not playing with you. You're supposed to be sleeping on the ground. If you can't sleep on the ground right now, get you a grounding kit, an earthing kit. Go to Amazon.com, put an earthing kit. Get a grounding kit. Go to YouTube. Watch a movie called Grounded. It's Grounded movie. Watch that movie. It'll give you all the knowledge and information. I'm not playing. If you go to Nature Boy Grounded, you'll see videos I've done where I showed you in an electrical body voltmeter, where I showed you as soon as you touch the earth, literally just with a finger, your body goes to be every cell in your body start all the cells in your body starts the mucus in your body, inflammation in your body starts to go down.
Yeah.
I don't care what disease you have, whether it's HIV, herpes, soon as you touch the earth, soon as you eat from the earth, soon as you live in harmony with the earth and get rid of them people that you stressing out, arguing with. So you decide to live and be in harmony with the universe.
One morning we woke up and Mama Dia didn't wake up with us. And it was a shock on us. We took her to the hospital took her to the coroner, took her to the coroner, and then, you know, it was a lot of paperwork involved, and we had to call her biological family, which was in Honduras and other places around the world. We was getting in touch with everybody. This is why we wanted to make sure that everything happened, and we contacted all of her biological family and honoring her, making sure that her body was sent to them. If they wanted it, her body is being shipped to Honduras. So that's what we were going through. And it was a big shock on the family. It was like, whoa, out of nowhere. You know, the last thing we was thinking of doing is get on social media.
Who knows? She probably felt like, hey, I know my heart going bad. I might as well just go here and live my couple last days over here. Who knows what she was thinking? But we accepted her.
It has to do with leaving Babylon and some of my experience. I know, like for older people, it might seem hard to, leave their family, or some might have on their minds about, sickness, heart problem, high blood pressure, things like that, getting to the doctor, things like that, Welcome to the room, Barry. Yes. And one thing from my experience, I had heart failure years ago, and I had been taking pills for that. But the thing about moving, you're going to heal your DNA. If you get closer to the tropics to get that direct sun, it will help you heal, and it will heal you.
But we accepted her, and you going to blame me and the knowledge that I speak? You're going to attack the divine truth?
The thing about moving, you're going to heal your DNA. If you get closer to the tropics to get that direct sun, it will help you heal, and it will heal you. And naturally, there's a fear, especially if you're going somewhere you've never been before, or you don't have any family there. This might be something on your mind as well. And people who are retired or maybe living on a fixed income, just want to let you know that your income will go longer, Yeah, we'll go longer here because it's reasonable to live here. Rent isn't expensive, and my suggestion is that you hook up with someone else. If you are an older person, and you feel that you don't think you could leave your family or something like that, you're vibrating to this frequency. Your heart is in your DNA to leave, to do the right thing, to get on the right path, and do what is right. To the tropics, between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, you are going to heal yourself. I've been here 2 months, 2 months and a week. And when I first came, I took like half of my medicine, half of the pills, and I skipped days, a couple of days at a time, and take half. And then, like in 2 weeks, I wasn't taking any. And it's been 3 months now, and I haven't had any effects. Before I did that, before when I lived in America, and oh my goodness, it took 3 weeks, and I couldn't even hardly walk a block. That's how bad that was. But evidently, my body has been healing, and it's been 3 months. And I just wanted to share that, for those who might be ill or worried about making that transition, to the tropics. All you have to do is to have direct deposit. You can use your debit card here and to get money, to pay for your housing and food and things like that. If you worried about leaving your family, well, you can't be afraid. When you're on the righteous path, when you want to do what's right, you have to put trust, faith in the universe to take care of you, and it will. But you have to have faith. I think an important thing too here at Carbonation is that we put our morals and principle over desires. When I first stopped eating meat, I desired to eat it because that's what all I knew. But then the morals and principles have to come over what we desire and do what is right.
Yeah.
And so I just thought that was good.
Yeah, absolutely. The transition for you has been good.
Oh,
right?
definitely.
Oh, you should talk about that.
My health, I had high blood pressure. I'm still overweight, but I'm working on that. And I was taking medication for my heart, but I don't have that anymore. I've been grounded, eating the right on the B6 diet, so that has helped me tremendously.
They knew what was going on, and they informed us that they understood that she had heart condition for 30 years. And we're taking that heart medicine. It probably messed up her heart in a way where it was irreversible. So she went to sleep and went into her next reality and transition. How beautiful is that? With a smile on her face. Pray that you be able to leave that way. She was happy. It's unfortunate that it happened in our camp. Most people would love to blame that on me, and I understand it. But like we said, we were doing everything that was supposed to be done. We got the autopsy. She had a heart condition, and it was irreversible. She had it for 30 plus years. Now, if you know about heart medicine, and you know that heart medicine destroys the heart and its arteries and all of that. And if it was the B6 diet, then a lot of people be dropping dead here. And it just would be, it wouldn't be, it's too many people on the B6 diet. You can't say it was a diet. You can't blame it on us. Babylon will tell you this person died, and then you'll cry, oh my God, they died. And then what? That is not honor. Honor is when you hold the creed and what that person stood for every day. We are Mama Dia. We honor Mama Dia. Honor, to hold to esteem. Who is Mama Dia? Christ conscious. The Christ conscious is here. What she stood for. So many people want to care once they're not there. Ain't that crazy? You're nobody till something happens to you, till you're no longer there. But when she was here, no one worried. Not saying her family didn't reach out to her and care about her.
I never knew Mama Dia had a sickness. You a lying ass nigga, bro.
She came here happy as hell like everybody else in here. You gonna tell me what happened with my shit?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
You see what I'm saying? You're talking about my life here, and I'm right here in front of you. How are you gonna sit there and talk about my life to me?
Okay.
And there's a lot of things that I have out there that are misunderstandings, and I'm willing to explain them if you're willing to understand them. But if you're gonna take your side of the story and gonna tell me what happened in my life, that shit is crazy. How the hell I'm gonna tell you what happened in your life? Because I'm a liar. Or you gonna believe Young Pharaoh about what happened in my life? Nigga, you out your goddamn mind. I can explain everything that's happened in my life from my perspective because it happened to me. You can't tell me what the fuck happened in my life. Who the hell are you? Okay. I was here. You wasn't. You just using some goddamn allegories and he said, she said to come up with some theory. But I'm the one with the facts.
So when she died, why you didn't tell nobody at first?
Because we had to make sure we contacted the family. We had to make sure we did a lot of things. What the fuck I look like? Oh, she died.
Why you print out that fake? Why you print out that fake death certificate and fill it out yourself?
You got this. Let's get it. Let's get it. What paperwork at?
I'm on 1%. I'm on 1%. My phone is on 1%.
Wait. Oh yeah, I know your phone is on 1%. Let's get it.
Pull it out. Pull it out.
We got the files.
Pull it out.
Here it is.
Why y'all send her home naked? I know you printed that out on Google. You printed that out on Google.
We didn't print this shit out on Google. Look at
Yes,
his
you can. You can pull that up blank. You can pull that up blank on Google.
Bro.
What you talking about,
bro?
I'll pull that up right now blank on
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. You wasn't here.
Okay.
You wouldn't know.
I know she did.
This came from the
I know she died. I know she died because you told her it was all in her mind.
You the truth.
So how did Mama Dia die?
Mama Dia died because she had heart surgery. When I tell you this, Mama Dia had a bad heart. She had a bad heart. It'd be different if you seen people around here dropping dead, but you don't see people around here dropping dead. That was a special case. And so therefore you need that's number one. Number one, you don't know what happened. Number one. Number two.
You got her killed. You killed her.
Okay, so
you killed her.
You a roach. That's what you is. You was a roach.
How am I a roach?
Are you a vegan?
I didn't come on here to be a roach.
Are you vegan?
Am I vegan?
Yeah.
I'm very much vegan, my dude. Very much vegan. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know how I know you're not vegan? Because you repeated the question. You repeated the question before you answered it, which is a clear indication psychologically that you just lied. But I hope you do become a vegan. But if a woman comes here
I am a vegan.
If a woman comes here that's 50, almost 60 years old, and she had a heart condition for 30 years, she stopped taking her medicine and started to try to live a healthy life. But the doctors did heart surgery on her before, and the lady had been in and out of the hospital her whole life for her heart, and her heart goes bad while she's here. That's not my fault.
Hey, look.
It shouldn't be.
Hey, look. I'm gonna just say one more thing and then I'm out.
Bubblegum.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you.
All right, Mr. Bubblegum. Bubblegum by nature. Before you go into that, can I just explain Mama Dia first so that people could understand what happened?
Go ahead.
Because they want to know about Mama Dia. Okay. There's a lady, she was in her 60s, 50s, and 60s. She had a heart problem for about 30 years. She was watching my teachings, and she wanted to come join us. When she came to join us, she had some medicine. Now, she told us she don't like the medicine. She said, I don't like the way it makes me feel. She said, I don't need it. I didn't really get into her business like that. She's like, I don't really need it. She's been taking it, this is a grown lady. This is a 50-year-old lady. So naturally, if Nikki was to come to me, we would see her with some pills and we'd be like, yo, Nikki, you good? She like, yeah. I like, what medicine is that? What's going on? And Nikki was discreet about it. She was like, it's nothing. Don't worry about me. Like, I have an issue with my heart, but I don't like taking these pills because when I take these pills, they make me feel tired and they make me I want to go out. I want to go to the river. I want to have fun. But then I take these pills, they make me feel bad. So as a grown woman, we're going to look at Nikki and we're going to be like, all right, cool. She good. Like, we're not going to get in Nikki business like that. This was Mama Dia. So nobody going to tell Mama Dia, like, Mama Dia, you got to take the medicine or something. We didn't know her condition. We don't know her condition. She kept it light with us, right? So eventually, one day she passes away in a tent. We all sleep in tents sometimes, like, right? So she passes away in a tent. We contact her family,
it's no surprise to her family because her family's like, oh, we knew about her heart issue. We knew about everything that was going on with her. And so we was like, all right, cool. We made sure the body got to them in Honduras. We made sure everything was, we got the autopsy, which shows that she had a heart condition and she had a cardiac condition, right? Nobody else died in carbonation, bro. We're not killing people. You understand what I'm saying? So they took that incident and they keep repeating over and over and over that we killed Mama Dia. But we lost a friend. But she also let us know in her own way that she was coming to us to come to the highest frequency that she can go into the higher realms. So she got close to nature. She got to a higher understanding of consciousness, and then she passed away. Which was, to me, if she had a 30-year heart condition, she was literally going to waterfalls. We was having fun. You should see her last days of her life was absolutely bliss, right? And then she passed. They said that I killed her, and I'm like, no, I didn't kill anyone. We live the way we live here, and that's what happened. But they continue to repeat it over and over, and so I never address it because I think it's rude, and I don't owe nobody explanations when it comes to Mama Dia, which was our friend, and we want her to rest in peace, so we don't give it no attention. So this is the first time in years, or maybe a year or so, that I've ever even said anything about it. But just to let it be clear, because new people will come along and they start chanting it too. Mama Dia, Mama Dia, Mama Dia. You don't know what happened. You wasn't here. So at the end of the day, with that being said, I want to allow Mama Dia in her form to rest. And I'm not gonna address this never again.
What was the age of your cousin?
You know, I don't know her exact age. She's my father's first cousin.
Okay, well, around what age was she?
So my father just hit.
Hold on real quick, number 3. I'm gonna mute you right there. How old was she, Nature Boy? She was in your camp. She was a part of your family, so
no, I'm asking
pretty
her.
much answer. You can pretty much answer your question.
Can you let us talk, please? Can you let us talk?
Yeah, but I'm going to interject. I am going to interject at any time that I choose to, because you do the same on your platform. So I expect for me to be able to do the same.
We don't do age.
Fairness.
We don't do age here in Carbonation. We don't do age.
Okay. So with that being said,
I'm asking her cousin.
We don't do age.
I'm asking her cousin for.
So we're going to skip that question. We're going to move on. We're going to move on.
Okay. So she was well off in her 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she's just a 60-year-old woman. She knows her own life. She knows what she want to do. She can't be manipulated. This woman is a grown ass woman, and I say that in the sense that she was doing what she wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get, because now y'all can't do it because this is a 60-something-year-old woman that decided on what she was going to do with her life. I didn't know about no heart issues at all. When she got here, people told me she had pills. She not taking her pills. And because when people come here, sometimes back then, it was like people would come to me and they would have their own issues going on. I didn't know what was going on with people. I heard she taking pills, and she is like, I don't like taking these pills. They make me feel sleepy. I want to be able to go out into the sunlight. I want to be able to go, and they make me feel drowsy. And so when she said that, this is a 63-year-old woman, 60-something-year-old woman telling us that she don't want to take those pills because they make her feel drowsy. And she don't want to take them. She's good. She know what she got going on. We don't know. We just met this lady. She got a bag. She got her stuff in there. We like, oh, okay, cool. So we just continue to go as we go. So this is a grown woman. I want you to understand that she's 60-something years old. She's like our mom. She said she didn't want to take that meds. That it made her feel drowsy. It made her feel like lethargic. She didn't want to take it. She had this heart condition, she said, for 30 years. I said, okay, this lady knows what's going on. I got other things I'm thinking about in the camp. So let that be known as far as what the truth is. Okay? So this woman she made her own decisions. Point blank period. Ain't nobody manipulate her or make her. This is a 63-year-old woman. Now I can see how you can say these young people, we can make them victims. We can say, oh, they don't know any better. They're not making their own minds up. You're manipulating them. They're just You know, they're just going on what you said. Okay, I can see that, but a 63-year-old woman knows what that's been around for a minute. She knows exactly what she's doing. And so I didn't get in her business.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this at this time. When she did die, what did you all do with her body?
We took her to the hospital because we live in Mexico. We in a bush. We live in Mexico. So we took the body out of the tent. We put it in our van because we couldn't call up ambulance because they were protesting on the streets. We took her to the hospital. The hospital would not take the body. So what we did, we took her to the coroner. They said, take her to the coroner. We took the body to the coroner. The coroner did an exam. He said it was the heart. They put the paperwork in. Then we contacted her family immediately, letting the family know like what's going on, what happened. Her said, all right, cool, we're gonna come get the body. I said, I bet. So they came to the coroner. They got the body and flew the body back to Honduras to have a funeral. That's exactly what happened.
Okay, so when you went to the coroner, was that who gave you the death certificate? And if so, do you still have the death certificate that you I showed on video of you showing?
It's been a minute ago. We don't have. It was Rambo. Rambo and Key went there. Rambo and Key, they went to.
Okay, they went there, but I just showed a video on my live in front of about 1,000 guests, and they seen you in possession of this death certificate. So I want to ask you.
I had a copy of the death certificate back then. Not the death certificate back then.
So you had? Did you have a copy or an original? And if so, why were copies made?
Well, I think it was the. I don't really know. I know there's the paperwork from the coroner. You gotta understand, it's been years ago. So I'm like, I have so much happen to me, and I'm focused on so many things that.
Okay, so you did make a copy. So you did make a copy of the death certificate.
No, it was the original. I believe it was original because I don't got way to make a copy. There's no ways to make a copy at all because at the end of the day, we in a jungle. We was in a jungle, so there was no way to make a copy. So either way.
But you also had a MacBook. But you also had a Mac desktop, if I'm not mistaken. So you could easily make a
lady. When they fly the body off, they flew it from the coroner. They know what happened to her. Yo, her family knows what happened.
Hold on. Let's bring it down. I know comment section. Throw them purple hearts in the comments. We're gonna bring the energy down. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna control it. You know what I'm saying? Bring everybody back down to earth. You know what I'm saying? Keep everything cool and calm. The two brothers, they respect me as a goddess, so I would ask you to do the same. That's what we do around here. Now I'm going to unmute you, but I do want to get into this death certificate. Since you were in a jungle with cameras, phones, Wi-Fi, so you didn't have a printer, so you did not make a copy.
I didn't make a copy, ma'am. I'm telling you straight up.
With that original, go ahead.
Listen, lady, I don't got no reason to sit up here and lie to you. I'm coming on here to tell you what happened because it's her family. I want her family member to know what the hell happened. I don't got time to play these games and y'all sitting on these panels playing with my name. Y'all can do that. That's all weird. When I come on here, I'm trying to tell you the truth and give it to you. You can do whatever you want with that. You can do whatever you want with my image, whatever little clips and pictures and all that stuff people be saying. That stuff don't matter. I tell you the direct truth. Just like when I got on this panel, these two fellas, they know me. No matter what you hear about people, there's always another side of the story. Okay, and I know you might get a following or you might get some views off my name, but there's always more to the story. You understand? So get the full side of the story before you just be assuming things that are true, what you hear. I'm giving you my side, and then you can do whatever you want with that. I'm only doing that out of respect for her family member because I want to know exactly what happened.
Okay, and my last question for the moment is, with that death certificate, since you do not have that original death certificate, since you did just say that you had the
pretty sure we gave it to her family.
You gave it to her family. Sure. Are you pretty sure? Is it a yes or no, or maybe?
We gave that to her family with the property other property she had.
Okay.
When they got her, they had all her stuff, like, period.
Okay.
How I found, she died in a tent. People don't know that she died at night. It was like she died throughout the night, so I guess she died in her sleep. They said it was like a mini, like a heart attack. on the paper when to go get a autopsy. So by the time we seen her or we saw her, she was already, the blood had already filled out into the capillaries, and she was already gone. So we called the ambulance. We get her to the autopsy room. It was like, it's nothing that we can do other than get this process going. So me and Rambo was the ones that was out with her at the time. True was there too when we went to go take her to the autopsy place. So, but True left. Well, we first went to go take her. They said we had to take her back because there's nothing that they can do. So then we took her to the autopsy place next. So then it was just me and Rambo. Officially, it was me, Rambo, and True at first. They said there's nothing they can do because she's already gone. So it's like, there's nothing we can do. You got to take her to get an autopsy. And we went to this little spot to get an autopsy stuff. So we contacted the police. We give them, it's me and Rambo now. So we give them her wallet, her passport, and some paperwork that she had. We gave it over to the cops or the police when we went to the police station after they did the autopsy, and they took it from there. We tried to contact their family. First, it was me and Rambo contacting her. We was like, all right, we're going to try to get this done. We went to the autopsy. There was like, her uncle or somebody already had it taken care of. It's like her family already got it taken care of. Don't worry about it. All right, cool. We did. So what happened was she was I think it was her daughter, I want to say, was talking to Nature Boy specifically. So nobody there was a part of that conversation. So that conversation went left from what I know. After something happens, it's a stage. We got to go talk about it before they get a hold of it. So I didn't know the facts of it, like as far as her being on the medication and stuff like that. That was a conversation that she was having personally with Nature Boy. So not many people knew about it unless she was talking about it on the live or something like that. Nobody knew the ins and outs of it because she went to him personally to get there and personally to talk to all the time. And from what I heard, she was having pains prior to it happening. And she said she complained about her leg, something like leg pain or something. And the next day or the next couple of days after that, she was gone. So I don't know exactly what he said to her personally, but it wasn't anything to be urgent that we would get her help. It was just kind of like, I didn't know about it until later. Somebody else told me the story about what happened, about her going to him and telling her about the leg pain or whatever was going on. I didn't know about that until like after we left type shit. That's the truth behind it. Everybody was just looking in shock. And everybody was just looking in shock. Somebody was like, yo, where Mama D at? And it was like, go check on Mama D. And that's when Natural and I can't remember who went with them, went to go check on it. And they came back, it was like, she ain't looking too good. I was like, what you mean? So everybody walked outside, and as we walked in, everybody just was standing around the tent. So I unzipped it, see what was going on. I looked in there, she's laying there. I hop in, go check everything, and I'm like, and that's how that went.
Was dear to me. She was such sweet, you know what I'm saying? When she first came there, because I was there when she first, showed up, you know what I'm saying? No one else was really there. It was just me and Nature Boy at that time. And she was there, and she was so sweet, you know what I'm saying? She was so sweet. She had medication and such like that. And at that point in time, it was said like, she didn't want to take it. She really didn't want to take the medication or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? We're like, all right, cool. But there was no extensive research or extensive questions asked about her health. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I wish I could have done, is asked more about, the health and the state of her. You know what I'm saying? Because if someone's on medication and they're coming to the tribe, but they say they don't want to take the medication, you should really, ask further questions, because, that person is in your life now. And that person, it's their life, you know what I'm saying? But it's also your life. So if someone comes into your reality, if someone comes into your personal, space and says, I don't want to take medication or whatever, you should be like, okay, well, why don't you want to take this medication? Is there a reason? And even on top of that, what are your conditions? You know what I mean? What's going on? Let's get the details behind, why, you know what I'm saying, and what you're even taking the medication for before you just make a decision and you're in my personal space, you know what I'm saying, because this could be something that could be costly down the road, you know what I'm saying. And if I had done my own due diligence and if I had been more attentive and more aware and more paying attention to the details, I would have asked those questions and I definitely would have had a voice and had spoken up, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't. And that's something right there that I hold myself accountable for, because, you know, I definitely should have, you know, spoken up in those moments.
He does not allow people to have medical attention there. And this is why Mama Dia passed away when she was there in Carbonation, because nobody is being taken care of properly. You know, everybody's being fucked mentally, but the physical body is like not even a factor.
But you was the statutory influence of why her life ended the way that it did. You influenced her to stop taking her medications. Whether she said that shit verbally out of her mouth that she wanted to stop taking them or not, my nigga, you were the culprit. You actually influenced her to stop taking her medication, you dumbass nigga. That's why she passed away the way she did. Zoka baby passed the way she did because you had a whole nother intention for her child. You didn't give a fuck about her. You didn't give a fuck about her child. All you gave a fuck about was how you was going to get rid of that baby so that you could fuck Zoka and potentially get her pregnant. This lady came to me. She came to me one day. I swear to God, I cried all day that day. I didn't know what to tell the lady. To me, and she said, and I'm going to talk about this on another live because this is another topic. She came to me and she said, at the time, she called me Nana, I believe. She said, my leg is hurting. And I said, have you been taking your medicine? Because I knew that, well, before she came, Nature Boy had a conversation with her. I was always outside of these conversations. I never did these conversations that he had with other women. When she came, I only knew bits and pieces. I knew she took medicine for her condition. And so when I asked her, was she taking her medicine? She said, yeah, I'll take it every now and then, but only when I feel like I need to. So in that moment, I told her, I was like, well, if you took your medicine and you still feeling, some kind of way, I think you should just ground. That's what I told her. I said, you should ground. You should just ground. And I said, or if you really feel like something is wrong, you should talk to Nature Boy because he has the control. He has the authority. There was nothing that I could have did for Mama D other than go to Nature Boy and tell her she needs to go to the hospital. So when I told her that, she knew she couldn't go, or she felt like she couldn't go. I felt her fear of going to Nature Boy and even talking to him about taking her to the doctor or taking medicine, whatever it is that she needed, and she didn't do nothing. She didn't do nothing, and by the time you know it, she passed away. A couple days later, from that initial moment when she told me that her leg was hurting, and I'm not no nurse, so I don't. If somebody come to me with some medical situation, I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know what's going on with them. And you know what? You know fucking what? I was pregnant when Mama Deal was there. And that lady took care of me. I swear to God, that lady took care of me. And it wasn't no take care of me because she wanted to get close to Nature Boy. She took care of me because she seen what I was going through.
Exactly, Fundi.
That lady was an Aquarius. That lady was an Aquarius Sun Cancer Moon, just like me. That lady had the same heart that I had. She didn't want none of that. She didn't want none of that shit to go on in Carbonation. None of it. And she did what she could. But before she could even leave, she passed away because of Nature Boy's negligence. Because of Nature Boy's negligence. Tanisha Malika just got out the hospital off of her deathbed because of Nature Boy. because of him, not because of me, not because of somebody else, not even because of her, but because of him, because of the shit he put her through. Yeah, she might have agreed to going through it and being in it and shit like that, but it's not those people.
Here's my family. We at the waterfall. We made it over to the rock. Oh, there's a rock somewhere.
I'm just going to mute out some of this sound, but you guys get to see this is what he promised the people, right? In that dirty water. StreamYard doing too much today. They done cut me off twice. StreamYard doing too much. But that's where they got a lot of them STDs and funguses and stuff from. But if you look at like the beginning, that's what he promised them. And they all thought, where is that now? Okay, here you go. Now this is what he promised them. This is the brochure that he promised them. Like we could live like this every single day. And that's why some people bought into it. But they didn't know he had a devious mind. They didn't know he had another plan. But he had to will you in. He had to will you in. And don't you notice that if that waterfall is so nice in somebody's country, why isn't that place packed? Common sense to the common sense. But common sense ain't so common. Common may be sense. I don't know. But if that place is so beautiful, why nobody there but y'all? If the waterfall, maybe certain things are just meant for you to look at. That's it. Just look at it. Take pictures. You have not tested the water to know if you should go in there. Because if you was able to go in there, it would be a lot of more people in there. People who live in countries, they know their beautiful resources. They know they're beautiful. They know all the beautiful places. Well, majority of them does. So if you can't get no better than nature for free. You can't get no better than free nature. So if everybody's not in that water, that should be duh. I don't think we should go in here. But they went in there. But anyway, some people were like how and why they joined Carbonation because of this picture right there. He had them thinking they could just grow their own food, just live a happy life. And we already know if it sound too good, then it ain't good. But like I said, we ain't gonna make this video super long. We just be always talking about Mama Dia, and I wanted the new people to know who Mama Dia is. And every couple of months, we're gonna always do a Mama Dia, so the new people can know who Mama Dia is, and we can remember her name, Mama Dia.
Frequency, and here's my.
Yes, some of this music will be cut off. I ain't got no time for the copyright strikes.
Within my own family, with my husband and our kids, with my mom's brother, sister, aunties, uncles,
and no work.
Most cousins.
That is Mama Dia's daughter.
Nieces and nephews, uncles and aunties, and the family and friends that she had. So everyone is healing in a different way. And you may find that we don't speak about this online because number one, priority is family, tending to the living, and honoring the dead, those who have passed, and taking care and attending to any of the needs that
Oh, I
arise
don't
related
know,
to that.
Simple. Maybe 3 or 4.
That's number one priority. And so any energy or time able to give emotionally has been directed in those directions. I understand that a lot of people want to know lots of information online about what happened with my mother. She passed away in 2018 in June after being with a group, a US citizen-based group that travels throughout Central America. They call themselves Carbonation or Melanation, and the members change frequently. And you may have read or seen stories of people that leave there in horrible conditions.
Hey,
She arrived there
Kiara.
in April of 2018, and by the end of June of 2018, we received a phone call in the morning from Eligio Bishop stating that my mother had passed away during the night. And so that is what happened to my mom that year. Anything related to that, we have spent our time and energy in trying to resolve. But I think people outside of our family are all left wondering what happened and what the details were. Like I said, this is an emotional topic to talk about, and so you will not have seen us online. My brother and I miss my mom very much. And in fact, likely that he and I have felt the pain the most out of everyone affected, which is why you've also seen and heard from us the least, because we have a lot of healing internally to do. And anytime you lose someone, that is not something that can be timelined or tracked or planned for. So many would say, well, why hasn't anyone spoken out already? Well, we've all been busy as a family healing and communicating and doing a lot. It's just that people don't see that. And some will say, well, why is someone saying something now? Well, healing takes its own time to happen. And action always comes first. And then you inform. And so I'm just going to share a little bit of information to help share the facts for those of you who perhaps were moved by my mom, Magdalena, also known by my Mama Dia. And some of you were maybe inspired by her or cared for her in a different way. So essentially, in July of 2018, beginning of the month, I had contacted the Honduran consulate in Mexico, which is standard protocol. If someone who is traveling overseas or out of the country encounters a crime or a situation, such as my mom did. She passed away, and the report officially says through heart issues. However, the details of what caused those issues have not really been shared by the individuals that were there with my mom. And so certain questions haven't still been answered. In addition to that, all of her belongings and items have not been returned, and in fact, they have refused to return them. And so, as my mom was traveling with this US-based group named Carbonation, led by Eligio Bishop, and with a variety of other members' names who I will share in a moment. But as she was traveling with them, since she passed away and is a Honduran citizen, then, I contacted the consular. And so what we stated was, I want to file a report with the Honduran consulate due to some disturbing facts in this case. My mother, a Honduran citizen, died in Palenque, Chiapas, Mexico, while traveling. The associate she was traveling with is named Eligio Bishop, and he turned her into the morgue in Chiapas, Mexico, without clothing, just her body.
No clothes
And
on.
he has stolen and kept all of her ID,
No
passport,
clothes.
phone, and items, including clothing, jewelry, and any possessions that she had while she was traveling with them. Eligio has refused to turn them in, upon me asking many times to return the item of the individual, my mom, who passed away. Seems like a standard procedure to do. And when someone keeps those, that is theft.
Wow.
In addition to that, Eligio recorded the phone calls when calling each of us to tell us that our mother had passed away. He recorded when he called my mom's best friend, which we didn't know at the time that he was recording our phone calls. But as he contacted my mom's best friend, myself, my brother, my mom's husband at the time, and other family members, he recorded their phone calls. In addition to that, which doesn't make sense to me at all, which we did not know at the time when he called us to say that my mom passed away and we are trying to get information. But he had been recording our calls from the beginning. In addition to that, he's been playing those recordings live as a stream on his social media channels, whether that was YouTube or Facebook. This was in 2018, weeks after my mom passed away. He's playing these online as a public stream for people to listen into. Eligio, as well as Rambo, Natural, Velvet, Shiva, Tron, they were all individuals that were there. And when I asked for anyone's real name, I kept getting all these nicknames. So I asked Rambo for his real name and he would not give it. So I'm on the phone with individuals that my mom was staying with and who had seen her last, and no one was willing to give me information. In any case, they said they spoke with police about her death, my mother's death. But when I asked for a name of the officer or a copy of the report, Rambo said that he didn't have one. He didn't get a name or a police report number or a name of the officer that he spoke to. So in addition, I also want to know how I can file a police report in Chiapas for theft of her belongings, as well as further questions as to what my mother was doing the day she passed away, the days leading up to, because after repeatedly asking on the phone what my mom was doing the days leading up to, because she usually asks for assistance or she has some sort of signs or symptoms. And so my husband and I have been asking for that information. They all stated that they cannot talk about that right now. They said there was no time to talk about that and that we needed to hurry up and take care of the body, which they were referring to my mother as the body. Okay, so that's an official first statement that I gave to the Honduran consular, since my mother's a Honduran citizen and that's the proper channels to go through. And that was done way back in July 2018. And so in 2018. And so that information has already been shared. That is fact. So on the night of June 26th, my mother died in Palenque, Chiapas, Mexico, while traveling with Ligio Bishop and others.
It's a shame that people like family who lose a family member, that people think on social media that you deserve an answer or they have to do it in a timely manner that you want it done. It's a shame that she even has to speak upon this. It's really, I mean, we appreciate it, but so many people went in on her not knowing what she did for her mother. They made it sound, yeah, because you don't see every single thing people do does not mean they're not doing nothing. I don't care if they're on live every day and they show you 8 hours a day. It's still more hours they're not showing you. You only see what you see. And it's a shame that so many people came after Mama Dia's daughter that she have to now come up here and clear the air. She has to write down, jot down what everybody's been saying and clear the air. That's a shame. That's a shame how you treat people who just lost somebody they love. And then you're in America trying to tell how something goes down in Mexico and Honduras. Talk about what you would have did, and you wouldn't have did. You would have had to do the same thing she did. She's a Honduras citizen who passed away in Mexico. The United States has nothing to do with that. Well, that's why I said I'm sick of people with the, oh no, I know Nature Boy did a lot of stuff, but he ain't do that. He did enough. Nature Boy done did enough. How much more do you want Nature Boy to do? For all the people who say he don't belong in jail, what else did you want him to do? The man, you see, he done spiraled way out of control. He is where he belongs. People may be, I don't care. We know, if you know the man, we know he did something. Well, if you know he did some things and certain things that he did you don't like, you just answered your own question. You literally answered your own question. So your argument would be just because they didn't catch him on that, but he didn't do that, but they should have caught him on that. That's not how the universe works. That is not how the universe works. It don't go like that. And at that point in time, if you was watching his videos, he was beyond out of control. The man really started thinking he was God. He really started thinking he was God. And that's what messed up a lot of people in life and on social media, our entertainers, and anybody else who has a following. It gets to their head. It really gets to their head. And the universe got to bring your butt back down. Because what goes up must come down. Unless you, even if you're doing it with great pride and you being fair and you're the best person ever, that's just how life is. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, you go up, you go down. But when you get to the point that you're uncontrollable and you have a cult-like following and they do whatever you say, or you have a cult and they do whatever you say, and whatever you do, you think it's okay. I don't want to hear nothing about why this, oh, they should be in jail. Oh, he didn't do that. He did a lot of other shit. This girl missed her mother every day and still don't know to this day what happened to her mother. Can you imagine? I don't even think you want to imagine. Something happened to your loved one and you calling everybody who was right next to her and nobody knows nothing. Nothing. Nobody don't know nothing. And y'all worrying about him getting out because he didn't do that. Y'all should, man. Y'all need to stop that. Stop with that crap. Stop it. I know it's a shame. Shame. But it is.
On June 27th, Legio Bishop called stating my mother died in her sleep. Our family was able to claim my mother. One of our family members was able to officially, legally claim my mother as a relative, so that the funeral director was able to prepare my mother, which means embalm her, and prepare her to be shipped back home to Honduras. Now, when I asked Eligio multiple times to mail my mother's ID, birth certificate, phone, no, they're all keeping it. He has sent threatening things about me and my mother in writing on an online forum. He wrote, "You're dead. Stop worrying about material things. Your mother was dead long before she came down here to us. Don't worry about where we're located. You'll never find us in many lifetimes." And I have printed images of those statements in writing. These were the statements that he made in an online forum while streaming the phone calls of myself, and if not myself, my brother, my mom's husband at the time, and her best friend, family members that he called to tell them that my mom had passed away. He recorded those conversations without their knowledge and played them online in a public forum. And within that forum, made these statements that I just said, for which I do have copies of those. So I have a few disturbing facts that I listed on my report to the consular. Of course, the first one that Eligio turned in my mother
What's up, sweetie?
without any clothing, and also not including any of her belongings to leave with her when they delivered my mother's body to the morgue. No legal papers for her, nothing. Eligio and the others also left the funeral home very quickly, I found out later. By the time our family was able to talk with the funeral director on the phone, Eligio and the others were gone. During these phone conversations with Eligio and Rambo and Sheba and Velvet and Natural and whoever was on the speaker, which when I asked to speak to my mother's friends, who are my mother's friends? I want to speak to them and see what mom was doing. Then Eligio says, they're all right here. You're on speaker. Her whole family's right here. And they're all like, hi, we're all here. Okay, so I hear like 4 or 5 other voices. So some of these individuals were involved in moving my mother after she passed away and taking her to the morgue. But they didn't stay very long. So a lot of the time when we were talking to them, they probably already left. And they kept avoiding our questions that we asked. We wanted more detail about what happened because my mom was a very active person before she arrived there. Sure, she did vegan eating before she arrived. She did vegetarian eating before she left to go there. But she was also a manager of a store. She worked 6 days a week. She traveled across the country a couple of times in the last year before she left to go there. So there were some details missing. She isn't just all of a sudden. Now, I did see a video in which she stated she stopped taking her medication. And it's very convenient to be able to capture someone in one moment saying that they stopped taking the medication. As many people know, with any heart medication, people do skip days and feel like maybe they can scale back and then they switch back on to taking medication. Now, my mother did that from time to time, where she would see if she could not take some for a few days and then she'd take them again. When my mother traveled to go with this group that we had never met and who myself and my husband did not trust, none of my family members trusted this group. But when she left with about 2 months worth of medication with her. Now, someone who's traveling to go visit a place and takes that much medication with them is planning to continue to care for their health while they're there. And she made a very specific conscious choice to make sure to fill that prescription and have those ready for her when she went down there. Okay. So Eligio's friend Rambo, which I don't know his real name because he did not give one over the phone, claims to have contacted the police when my mother died, like I stated. But he said he did not get the police report number or the officer's name. When I did ask him for, okay, well, can I get your first and last name? Hello, I'm talking to people who just informed me that my mom passed away and she's in a completely different country. Of course, I want to get the names of the people. Like, this is a serious situation. And when I ask for his first and last name, he doesn't say anything. It just becomes crickets. I asked what my mother was doing the night she died and the days leading up to it. Eligio said, we can't talk about that right now. You need to hurry, and they're waiting so that you can get the body. Velvet also said that. We need to hurry. You have to hurry. We don't have time to talk about that right now. And I'm like, where are my mom's friends? And they're like, we're all her friends. It's her and Sheba. I don't know if she had a different name, but we're all here. You know, we're here. So I asked again, well, what was she doing? And nobody could say anything. They just kept saying, we can't talk about that right now. What I want to explain is that at the same time that I'm having these conversations with them, my family is frantically working to see how they can make the official channels to claim my mother, which takes quite a bit of steps to authenticate papers and documentation and identity. And at the same time, they're in communication, my family's in communication with the funeral home and the embassy, getting all the right information. And yet, when I'm speaking to Eligio and Velvet and Sheba and Rambo and Natural, maybe Tron's on the phone, I just know I'm on speakerphone, there's a lot of people around. I tell them, my uncle is working on going through the proper channels and is handling that. I have the time to speak on this. We are not wasting time in doing this. He's handling one thing. So stop interrupting my uncle's conversations, my uncle's calls, and let him focus on getting that done and take care of my mother. You guys can talk to me right now. We are here and we can answer these questions. But they would never want to answer them. So it was on July 20th that Eligio played these audio recordings live on his online show. He also showed a written copy of her death certificate online. And you could hear each person crying as they found out my mother passed away, while thousands of people are watching this YouTube live feed. Okay, I'm not in the world of carbonation. I just know that there was a lot of things that were distrustworthy about it. And so I always questioned and warned my mother about going, but she lives on the other side of the country. And she's a very kind person. And I'm sure that whatever information was given to her in a certain way made it seem as if they were good people. And my mom would probably give people the benefit of the doubt, even though she was seeing and hearing these negative things. Eligio always had an explanation for it to explain it away. And so given that situation, I don't understand why he felt the need to play sorrowful messages of individuals finding out that someone close to them had just died. And while doing this and showing this written copy, being extremely arrogant, uncaring, definitely, and unethical. This is very disturbing. And I'm not spending my time just searching for this type of video to watch. Someone told me this guy is on here playing phone calls of your family, crying, discovering that your mom has passed. And so then we turned it on to see, and I could see and hear them, which was very, very cool.
Yes.
So I didn't watch that. There's no way, because those types of conversations are not meant to be replayed. They're not meant to be reheard. And I don't need to sit there and listen to them, because no one should have heard those. They should not have been recorded. In any case, I do have copies of the types of things he was saying on the stream. Now, for some people, they'll talk about this written copy. What I can state is that an official death certificate has many, many avenues to go through to become certified, okay? And rest assured that our family has received a certified copy, okay? If you're seeing something in writing, that's probably just an intake form. And so the information from when I saw it in 2018 seemed to match, but it was like a written intake form. Okay. It's not an official death certificate. We have an official certified death certificate.
That's
okay.
terrible.
So he does not have that. That looks to be some written intake form that they completed at the morgue.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw that. We saw
It's not
that.
something that can be used for anything. It's not official. It's not certified. It's just informational.
Yeah, we saw that bull crap.
So that's what I can say on that.
It was bull crap.
I also just let them know that Eligio Bishop is a U.S. citizen that has gotten into trouble throughout Central America, arrested in Costa Rica and fought with police, trouble in Honduras, and he fled, and now Mexico. And that he's a danger and needs to be found for questioning. When my mom went to visit Carbonation, she went and landed in Belize. And yet they moved around quite a bit to the point that they ended up in Mexico, which was never her first intention, first of all.
Hey, Sammy.
So apparently this group moves around a lot. So that's already one scenario that was not in my mom's plan. Number two.
Hey, Panamanian.
When my mother had decided she was going to go and do this, we discussed talking about staying in constant contact with each other and including doing video chatting or Skype communication regularly because she was working on eating more naturally. She was going to cut off her relaxed hair and we were going to discuss some different natural hair care because I and my family have been utilizing a formula that I have been working on for years at this point already. So my mom already knew about this and was very happy about that. And I told her that I was going to send something for her. And she was like, yes, we can Skype regularly. We can do a natural hair journey. So this was the intention that my mom had. Contact with the outside world, constant communication, that we were going to talk regularly. And she was going to just be living naturally.
Different clips, Panamanian.
Okay.
But yeah, I showed it when it first came out.
And then the communication definitely stopped.
This is a full video. What y'all seeing now was part of the video, but I have the whole video in its entirety. Y'all just gonna have to look for it. I can't find it, but I have the whole full entire video. And don't forget, guys, if you haven't hit that like, then hit that like. Let's get these likes up. When you came in and you forgot to hit that like, let's see them likes go up. Let's see them likes go up. Like I said, I'm not going to keep y'all all day. It's going to be a short video until tonight. He will definitely be back tonight. But I would like to see these likes go up. 2 people. Can we get 2 people? Hey, King of Kapala, how you doing? We only need 2 likes. Just 2. I'll just take 2. If 2 people in here didn't hit the like, I'll take it. Just 2 people. So all we need is 2 likes. Looks like one of my bio sisters hella bad. We need one. Just one person in the bushes. Just one of you. Just one. Thank you so much. Whoever was that last one that hit the like, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Remember, and then, like I said, we're going to come to an end. It's just that we always hear about Mama Dia, and this is my way of, celebrating her life. This is also my way of everybody with their crybaby behinds. Oh, he did a lot of stuff, but he don't belong there because he didn't do this. Well, you know what? You couldn't be in jail for Mama Dia, so now you're in jail for something else. Either way, your behind belong there. Either way, you belong there. Stop with that. I know he did a lot of things. And you wanted him to do more things too, right? Well, we believe in justice. And he didn't do that. No, that's not justice mean It doesn't mean for a particular crime you got caught with. That's not how the universe works. That because you got caught, you want no, justice means that for whatever you may have done, you got to pay the piper. That's justice, not for whatever you've been caught doing. No, justice goes for this too. Y'all out there bragging about this animal and why this animal shouldn't be in jail because this animal sat up there and didn't do that. Well, listen to this lady right now.
Where I was texting her a lot and I wasn't getting any responses back. Eventually, probably after a month and a half or so, I got some kind of communication in her Facebook Messenger.
They stripped her,
but very minimal, to the point that I wondered if it was even my mother.
She didn't even have no clothes.
And then all of her postings changed on Facebook to being something different, like very
animated.
much focused on rhetoric and quotations from teachings of Eligio or his group, which seemed very unnatural for my mother. And anyone that knew my mom and was family members all questioned that. We definitely all did.
It's the squeaky eye song they do.
Another thing I'll say that was planned, like I stated, she took her medication with her for a huge supply. And so she was definitely planning on taking care of her health, even if she was trying out some different eating methods. That was never her intention, to just throw everything away and feel like she was at the end of her life, because she wasn't. My mother was only 59 years old.
Wow.
So she was very vibrant, like I stated.
Wow.
In any case, the contact that we had with Carbonation was very dangerous. It was very, his interactions with individuals just didn't seem right. And what I noticed is that they tried to have the women look very happy, or the women look like they're doing great. So it kind of makes you feel like maybe this is okay, but the things he says just sounds very idiotic and very overpowering, to the point that you're aggressive and lording over the individuals that you're around in your group. And you definitely never felt comfortable with my mom going down there for anything like this. So in any case, some of the things we asked Eligio during that live stream, I have like 6 different copies of the type of sentences he said. Of course, the live stream, who knows where it went, and all the comments disappear after a while. But what you'll see is you've got quite a few people that liked and loved what Nature Boy stated, Eligio Bishop stated that was very cruel and rude. And so a lot of people still support these individuals. And so, you know, we never had a positive reflection or a positive vibration from this group. Always concerned and worried, and very, very sad and heartbroken that my mom is no longer with us. This necklace is actually one of the last things that she gave me before she left.
Terrible.
She visited us in 2017, visited lots of family. So we had just very recently seen her, probably like 9 months before she went to Carbonation. Some of the things that we didn't know while my mom was there are also disturbing. There are certain things that we found out after my mom passed away. And when they came to light, it made us even more worried and concerned about the circumstances that my mom was living in before she passed, and if she truly had access to the outside world. I'll say this. Number one, upon arriving in Belize, she was supposed to be picked up by someone at the airport. Someone from the Carbonation melanated group. And instead, she got a phone call and they said she would have to take a cab out to where they were. Now, we discovered this later on from my mom's best friend. As we have been communicating as a family, is healing and in a whirlwind about what just happened. And we're all sharing information, our little tidbits as we start talking, because we're all in different parts of the country. And she stated that, right from the jump, something happened that wasn't right. And she was concerned. And then, so my mom arrives there. Now, my mother, who was very sincere in her journey, who already was eating healthy in her own life, was just taking another, step from what she saw. She had a box of her pots mailed to her down to the Carbonation area. And when the box of items arrived, because she's like, we're going to cook. They do a cooking show. They're vegan and natural. And so we're going to be using things from nature and the environment. And I figured having some really good quality cooking pots would be great. And instead, when the box arrived,
no problem, Chance.
And when she told them that there was a box coming for her, she was scolded. And those are the words that my mom used. That she was scolded.
Mama.
For having something arrive, getting mailed to them, because no one's supposed to know where they're supposed to be. And according to Legio, it's because that way tons of people don't show up there. And then there'd be too many people that want to come to this awesome place. Who scolds someone who's 59 and just showing up with the sincerity to cook with good quality utensils, and then you're going to scold her? And she sounded worried when she contacted her best friend and said, you know what? I need you to not send those items because I just got scolded for having those things being shipped here. Can you please just cancel it? And her friend tried to make arrangements to get it intercepted, but it was already at a warehouse and already at a distribution center. But I think she was able to intercept it. But that was also a red sign. Sign number 2, my mom did not realize that she would not be able to share the address of where she stayed, which is concerning to know that they actually did that and scolded my mother for wanting to bring pots and pans there. And then, like I stated, the third thing, she planned to do video chatting frequently, and that did not occur. And in fact, we found out that the only time she had a phone conversation was 2 times with someone outside of Carbonation. She was able to make a phone call 2 times, to have an audio phone call in the 3 months that she was there. And also, if she was able to text a message to her friend, our friend here in the United States, my mom's very, very good best friend, when she sent messages to her, my mother asked her, please delete the messages, because I don't know if they'll be able to tell that I was talking to you. We're not supposed to be on our phones. We're not supposed to be contacting people. And so I could get in trouble. So when we're done talking, just delete the Facebook messages from your side, and I'll delete mine because I don't know what still shows up. And so my mom's best friend removed those items. She said that she could tell when she talked to my mom because the conversation was different, where they were talking about personal experiences and like real actual things that my mom talks about. Whereas the other times when my mom's friend would text a message, the messages that came from my mom's supposed Facebook Messenger was very short and like 2 or 3 words, and I love myself or some kind of sentence like that, which is not how my mom talks.
Now, the last but not least, because I will see you again later, Lord's willing, is we just want to just look at the beautiful Mama Dia. We just want to look at her for a couple of minutes. This goes out to you, Mama Dia. You are not forgotten at all. They're gonna have to watch that without the music. Aww. Look at Mama Dia with her family. That's her at that dirty waterfall Nature Nut had her at with all that fungus and allergies and stuff. Algae. Mm-hmm. Look at that poor lady. Nature Boy, look what you did. Who say he don't deserve to be in jail? I'm a loving soul of the universe. I am here to shine my particular something. Thankful. Who said Nature Nut don't belong in jail? Who said that? Who said Nature Nut? Go on with yourself. Y'all Nature Nut supporters, go on with yourself. But he didn't do it. He did this. My mother, Magdalena, was such an amazing mother to me and Zahara's and a loving grandma to our kids. She was the best abuela we could wish for. She wanted the best for people in our world. You see that? You see that? Mm-hmm. 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 That's her and her grandbabies. This is what Nature Nut took from her. And remembrance of Pops too. Remembrance of Pops and Mama Dia. This is a remembrance. That's the channel I was bringing on. What do you mean? What do you mean, Sammy? That's the channel I was bringing on. What do you mean? Bringing on. You was bringing them on where? You got me confused, sweetie. I really wish she could just have left that hellhole to the pits of hell. Yeah, but like I said in the beginning, Coffee, you seen the brochure, that the fake brochure that he showed people. You know, he showed people that that hey, it's beautiful and the water's falling and you can sit in the sun and you don't have to get up in the morning, you don't have to work, and you could just live and we can just make our own food and we don't need too much to eat and all this other type of crap. We are beings and you am I and I am him and all this other crappy yappy stuff. Yes. So people, especially if you were sick or something, just like a lot of people go on retreats because people want to do stuff the natural way. People want to see what nature could do for them, which nothing is wrong with that compared to taking these medicines. Because a lot of times they tell you, well, take this medicine is good for this. But next thing you know, when you read the underlying description, but it may mess up your this. And if you feel this, call your doctor. So it helps one thing, but mess up something else. So a lot of people, if they can, want to take the nature's route. With no clothes on, Sammy. No clothes on. They took her there with no, like, who puts I think they said it was I think it was Rambo and Keys. Who puts a woman in a daggone car with no clothes on? They didn't even have the common courtesy to dress her. They just threw her in the back of the car. They didn't have the common courtesy to dress her, put a house coat, nothing on her. But y'all kept all her clothes and jewelry and stuff, though, right? That's probably what it was, coffee. But we are finished here. Don't forget, we will be back later about 7:30. We will definitely be back about 7:30. I just want to do a quick video because we kept talking about Mama Dia, Mama Dia, Mama Dia, Mama Dia. A lot of people don't know who Mama Dia is. A lot of people don't know how dangerous a nature boy is. And a lot of people don't know he still has a following. That man still has a following. Because people are so caught up on, oh, but he didn't do this. But he did a lot of things though. But he doesn't do that. He did this. He did this. So sit in there for Mama Dia and think about it. Yeah, she was beautiful. Paula. But y'all know we're going to have some more throwbacks to catch you guys up. And then don't forget, we got our podcast days. We got our podcast days where we're going to be talking about subjects. And if we do that, because it's a thing where you can hear, that is not an open panel, but we will try to answer some questions in the podcast. But after the podcast is finished, because the podcast is so short, like an hour or less, maybe hour and 20 minutes or less, I will come back on and do an open panel. So don't think that if we do a podcast and if we see your questions, we're not going to get to them. We are when we do the open panel. Okay, guys? I see you guys in a little bit. Peace out. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. It's gonna be Friday. I think it's like we're gonna try to do a 2 or 3s out the week. We did 2 podcasts already, so you will have to go under Panamanian Princess. You will have to go under look at my thing and look under podcast, and then look in the it's like it should be 3. Well, it's 2 videos that was done. 2 podcast videos that was done, but it's 3 videos. But one is 2 podcasts. But either way, guys, I'm out. Mwah.